I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script every scene. These from last year, but they clean. Say to say I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang the regime. I'm from Potty Green.
This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feta, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most woke, no joking. I'm back again with a brand new video. And in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about a guy who I'm sure everyone who's a Panthers fan is very high on. Honestly, if you're a team that needs a receiver, even if you don't need a receiver at all, you're probably very high on this guy. This guy right here has a few qualities that I find very, very interesting, and I think he's actually uniquely talented in a couple ways that you don't really see in a guy of his sort of talent level. I'm talking about a guy named ARCEGA-WHITESIDE out of Stanford. This man right here has been producing. He's been improving over the 3 years he's been in college. I like a lot of what he brings to the table, but there may be one small flaw that I think will probably keep the Panthers from drafting him. And it's not even a real big flaw on his part, but I'll get to that a little bit later in the video. Throw up his stats here one time for the one time. Like I said, man, this guy's been improving steadily every single year he's been in college. Freshman year, look, he didn't get no kind of production. That's okay. Sophomore year, 24 receptions, almost 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's very impressive to me. It shows me that when he got in the game, when he got his chances, he made the most of them. He's probably schemed into those chances, but still getting schemed into opportunities isn't the whole battle. You have to produce, and he did. Looks like over a fifth. Over 20% of his catches went for touchdowns, so, you know, that's not a bad look at all. The next year, 2017, his junior season, he doubled his receptions, went from 24 to 48, got 781 yards, 9 touchdowns. 9 touchdowns for this guy as a junior, and he only got better as a senior. 63 receptions, that's plus 15, got 1,059 yards, 14 total touchdowns. ARCEGA-WHITESIDE is a monster. He's about 6'3", what, 200 pounds, 225 pounds. This guy has a big body. He is not really a 6'4", 6'5" kind of guy, but he has a basketball background. Both his mom and his dad played basketball. And honestly, I would almost hope to not want to draft him just because for some reason NFL announcers, doesn't matter who it is, every single NFL announcer seems impressed and almost obsessed with mentioning any football player who ever played basketball at any point in their life. Doesn't matter if you played in college, high school, you could have played 2 games in your middle school rec team, and every single announcer will mention it every third play of the game. If they were just to mention it at the top of the show, you know, at the beginning of the game, it'd be one thing. But it seems like every single time anything happens, you know, this guy, he has a basketball background, this guy right here, and it doesn't ever stop. Like, you could be in your rookie season or your 15th season in the league, they will mention you played basketball. This guy has a lot of really good skills that translate from his basketball background to his football career. And I know he's more known for being a high point specialist, but what I like more about him is that even more so than his high point specialist abilities, he is so good at using his frame, using his strength, using his body to box out corners and safeties that a lot of the times from what I saw in this film, he would go for high points, but honestly, he's so good at boxing out that he could just square off a guy and just let the ball fall into his hands. He has really good, sturdy hands. Like, he's not the fastest kind of guy. He's not going to burn anyone. But when he gets positioned, he is going to catch that ball. He is so strong. You're not going to go through him. Through contact, he's catching that ball. Now, sometimes he will drop out of like concentration or whatever, but that's not a really huge issue for his game. Not a red flag at all. I would not use that as a reason to not draft him. He is so strong. I think I really like his boxing out ability a lot more than his high point ability. That will be really great for, you know, the front corner of the end zone kind of plays, a red zone kind of guy. He can also play, you know, in the vertical game. He's not really a very fluid route runner, and honestly, his route tree is kind of limited. He won't be crossing the formation very often in a post route or, like, you know, going into an in route or a slant. He works his third of the field. He's pretty much an outside guy exclusively. I think he got a few reps at the slot, but that's not his game, not his forte. He'll be working the outside third for the most part, and his gameplay is exactly what the Panthers need there. Another big factor, another big skill that I respect a lot, and what I want a lot in a receiver on the outside is blocking ability. He can block, he's willing, he's able, and he's strong enough to block on the outside, which is going to work really well with, you know, swing passes, maybe some screens, some of those pre-snap motion kind of plays we have. I'm not even sure if he did perform in the combine. I don't see it here on the site, but I do know that in his pro day, he ran a 4.49 40. And that's actually a lot faster than a lot of guys would have probably predicted he'd run. But still, he's not a burner kind of guy. That's really great speed, but his route running and his top speed aren't really going to, you know, break him out of the game. It's really going to be his ability to box out corners and to go up top and reach the highest level and just snatch the ball out of the air. I like him a lot on those vertical routes. I like him a lot on comebacks, really mainly curls, honestly. That's where his box out ability is really great. JJ Arcega-Whiteside is an all-around great receiver that should be going in the early day 2 of the draft, and that's where the problem is for the Panthers. Early day 2, maybe not round 2, but very, very early round 3. He might be available around pick 77, but I'm not sure how I feel about the Panthers picking up a receiver in the 3rd round. Honestly, I don't like the Panthers picking up a receiver before day 3 just because there are so many other needs like edge rusher, O-lineman, secondary members. We have so many good receivers right now. We have DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, Jarius Wright. We have Torrey Smith, who may end up being a cap casualty. I like him, but he may just end up, you know, having to, you know, just get dropped. Then you also have to consider Chris McCaffrey can catch. Then you have Ian Thomas. You have Greg Olsen, who's going to be probably in his last year in the league here, who will probably still be getting production. There's a lot going on in the passing game that I don't think the team needs to invest an early round draft pick on a receiver. I know a lot of fans want to see an early round draft pick. They want to see that guy. But when you think about what the needs are of the team, it's kind of a hard sell to say, let's use a 3rd round pick on a receiver, a position that we're already pretty straight in. We just need one more piece there. I'm not really sure if receiver, especially early in the 3rd, is the move here, and he might be gone in the 2nd. Honestly, I would not be surprised if this guy's gone in the 2nd, but there are guys that are going to be available day 3 that I think will fit our system just fine. I like him a lot, but I think he may be too good for us. He's going to go a little bit too early, and I don't like the idea of drafting a receiver that early in the draft. But what are your thoughts? Do you like JJ? Do you like his game? Do you think his game fits perfectly with what the Panthers need here? And would you still want to pick up a receiver that early in the draft when you know what the other, you know, needs of the team are, knowing how that defense looks, knowing how like the protection of Cam needs to be improved this year, and knowing, you know, there could be a bigger need for a backup running back more so than another receiver? Let me know all that in the comments below. And just one last thing before I end this video, if you would just help me out just a little bit and go to the pinned comment below and click on that link and sign the petition to maybe get the Panthers to notice this channel and possibly enter a partnership with us, man. We can grow, have bigger content, have much better quality content, and I have a lot of big plans for the channel. It takes about 10 seconds and I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.